Fool is a card that represents when everything is possible, when there's a new adventure afoot, and you can see all this white energy, or the white color represents innocence and purity, new beginnings. I sort of look at it as like fresh, clean slate energy, blank canvas. And Fool trusts the world or the universe or the divine to catch him. He's very optimistic. You can see the sun in this card shining, and he's kind of off and open for whatever new adventures come his way. He's really a card about excitement, all things are possible, potential energy, all new things, and he's up for the fun of the challenge. Or he doesn't even see it as a challenge. He sees it as an adventure, a journey, a story, in an exploration, and he is up for it, excited, and goes for it. And he's really a card of trust and faith and optimism. And he's very carefree and fun and a bit naive. Low side of Fool, since this is in the reverse position, low side of Fool can be naive or reckless or foolish, could be a good word for that. But the way I'm seeing it for you, Leo, is that you have this opportunity. This card, Fool, is looking at Queen of Wands here. And the Queen of Wands, this is like your higher self. This is you when you are being your confident, radiant, sunny, golden Leo self. Fool is looking at Queen of Wands and saying, this is who I want to become. This is where I want to go. How can I become this? There is an opening to July that's very good for you, Leo. And I want to encourage you to see how you can become more carefree, more trusting, having more faith, more sort of going for it energy, because there may be some fear about beginning a new journey, a new project, going on this new escapade. But Fool says you're ready. You just have to, it's just a little bit in shadow or being held underneath a little bit, but it really ends up with you in a good place. So I'm going to encourage you at the beginning of July, Leo, if there's anything that you want to begin or start off or starting anew, banish those fears or doubts, because this is where it leads you. It's in a good spot. Queen of Fire, Queen of Rods. This is you. Sunflower, golden, radiant, confident, attractive. All things that fire represents, and it's in the upright position. So Leo, shine your bright golden self at the beginning of July. Get over any fears about starting something new. This is zero energy. So if you're having any doubts or fears about something new, see if you can push through those. This is Knight of Cups, which is usually a water sign. So that is Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. They're actually looking away from Queen of Wands. So it doesn't necessarily mean, it might be meaning that they're taking a break or something, or this is a message on the heart. So the Knight is wearing the messenger god's Hermes or Mercury, his winged helmet. So it's a message there. And then cups represent heart energy, our emotions. So Knight of Cups sometimes wears his heart on his sleeve, or it's a message of love. But you can see too that this is saying things are going to change dramatically for you. So at the beginning of July, there's some quite different things going on. You've got fire energy, water energy, and then Tower is sudden change, sudden dramatic change, like the old order crumbles. Things that used to be reliable and solid. A lightning bolt comes out of nowhere. This is sort of like destiny or fate, and it comes out, sets it afire, and it all crumbles down. That can be a very positive thing if you're looking to change and restructure from old ways, or sometimes it can feel cataclysmic or scary. I mean, if you look at this card, it's kind of got this terrifying storm aspect to it, but sometimes a storm is what is needed to tear down what has, this fortress that you may have felt trapped in or that felt ominous or overbearing. So Tower can go a number of different ways. It can be something that regenerates you, or it could be something that scares you, but either way, it takes down the old structures. And it could be, that some sort of declaration of love. I'm seeing this red in his coat, and red here is the fire that ignites things. It could be that a declaration of love turns your world dramatically, and it comes out of nowhere. So this could be a sudden declaration of love, either from you to someone else or from someone else to you, that changes your world. Or it could be that you are sharing your message and it changes life for you, where you come to a much balanced place. This is the calm after the storm, literally. Like this tower is sudden dramatic change that tumults everything. You can see sort of like a story chapter book where this is where the storm happens, and storms are coming up against the tower, fire, lightning, clouds, wind. It's sort of like everything's happening in this card at night. And then this is like when the next day when the birds come out and sing and everything's calm. Temperance is a card of serenity, of balance, of order, of peace, and of calm. So if for any reason at the beginning of the first, say, week or 10 days of July, you experience some of this like cataclysmic, changing, dramatic, sudden energy, know that the calm comes out after the storm. I mean, there might be something that someone says on their heart that turns things upside down. But whatever happens, you'll come to a place of peace about the middle of July with it. So don't worry too much about this one. The Temperance is a card of, you can see she's he or she, it's kind of an androgynous card. It's basically like an angel, that it's sort of the balance between male and female. And you can see Temperance has got 1 foot on the earth here, which is grounded, and then 1 foot in water, which is the emotional state. So it's really balanced between the emotions and being grounded. It's when everything blooms and everything is finding that middle path, and it creates something new. Between her finding compromise and pouring two elements together, you see this triangle, which represents that inspiration, that vital element, that newness, that creativity. So something new can come from this cataclysmic change to this peace and grace and balance and moderation, and then new life happens. So even if in the middle of July, there's some way in which vision, especially in regards to relationships, is not happening, see if you can find the peace within it. The reason I say that is that this 2 of Cups, this is relationship energy, and this is one of the best cards for relationships. These cups represent heart energy and emotions, so it's really an exchange of hearts. It's really an emotionally based card, and you can see this couple is exchanging, this person's giving their heart to this person, and this person's giving their heart to that person. So it's really a card about experiencing the exchange of love. But in the reverse position, it's saying either that you're questioning the relationship, you're questioning if love is possible, whether this is the right person or not, whether you should give your heart to them or not. And what I'm going to ask you is, does that relationship, or is what's going on in that relationship, or even your views of relationship, align with your vision? Are you having a hard time envisioning what you want this relationship or a relationship to be in the middle of the month? The reason I ask this is 3 of Wands, which is the visionary card, and it's a card of creative vision. 3 represents creative energy, and this card dreams about what he would like to create and bring into existence. So with these 2 cards in the center, how is it that your views on either your current relationship or your thoughts about relationship in general are not in alignment with what you can envision? Like, can you not envision a good relationship for yourself? Can you not envision sharing hearts with someone? Or how is it out of balance? How is it that you're having doubts, fears, or is that is in shadow? Because you can see the visionary card is looking one way, and then this couple is in reverse. So there's something going on in terms of the vision of the relationship not in alignment with your own vision. Or there's some sort of doubt, shadow going on there. This card says that there's information coming to you. 8 of Wands is swiftness. It's when all the things line up. It's when the last piece of the puzzle unlocks. It's when, these are 80 to 90% lined up. And so this is news or information. Sometimes you can get a piece of information that really clarifies things for you. But in the reverse position, it can mean sometimes that there's a bit of a delay So there may be some information that you're looking for in order to fully form your vision in the middle of the month, whether it has to do with the relationship or waiting for more information. There's just some sort of, it's kind of on hold. You might want to take some time to really think about what you want, to really envision what you want to create. Because things here, this is all fire energy, and it's just not going as fast. It's kind of blocked, or it's kind of stuck. Something's weighing it down. I kind of look at it as like when the wind is blowing the other way, even though you want it to be lined up, you want to have that last information, you want to have clarity about what you want to create. There's just, it's kind of in shadow or a little bit blocked right now in the middle of the month, Leo. So try to just deal with it with grace, try to have patience, try to be, equitable, have equanimity, be balanced, ordered, moderate. That's really what this card is saying. And then towards the end of the month, there's you need to connect. These three cards are kind of about vision, in different ways. This is fire, this is water, this is air. In this card, she's blindfolded, and in this card, he's kind of enclosed and encapsulated by what's grown around him. This is Four of Cups, and this means the world wants to hand you more love. Four of Cups can be really preoccupied with what exists. These are three cups in the foreground that is sort of like what you already have, what you already love, what is available to you. But you can see he's kind of like a Rip Van Winkle character where he's letting the weeds grow around him, and he's only focusing. I kind of look at this card as like staring at the navel card, like so preoccupied with what's internal and what already exists that you miss out on seeing what the world wants to hand you. It's more love. It's literally coming from the skies and being handed to you. Are you putting yourself in a position to receive it? So that's a question for you towards the end of the month, is are you being open and willing to receiving more love? That's a question for you to ponder towards the end of July, Leo. And this card too is a card of not having vision either. Both of these, and that's why I'm saying there may be some trouble towards the end of July of accessing your own vision. Putting yourself in a receptive place, not just seeing what's in front of you, but seeing what else is trying to be handed to you, and putting yourself in a place to receive that love, that emotion, that fulfillment. And then this card is about feeling victim mentality. So this is Eight of Swords, and usually it has to do with our false beliefs. Swords represent thoughts and beliefs. So you can see her own thoughts are what is encapsulating her and what's enclosing her. But it's not enclosing her all the way. She's actually free to walk out of that. It's her own beliefs that are keeping her feeling like a prisoner, keeping her feeling stagnant, keeping her feeling like she's immobilized. And you can see in this progression, I mean, this is Leo in its full radiance, confident, attractive, witty, charming, radiant. Then there's some sort of doubt that's going on with this relationship, or like you're not finding the moderation in terms of the relationship or the exchange of hearts, and it's making you feel powerless. Like, look at the difference between these characters. The Queen of Wands, authority, full of power, full of self-realization. And then Eight of Swords is completely depleted of that. She feels victimized, powerless, stuck, captured, captive. But really, it's her thoughts that are doing this. So ask yourself towards the end of the month, Leo, is it your thoughts that, or your beliefs that are keeping you stuck and feeling bound and captive? Because you could actually, in this card, she can always walk out. She can cut those binds on any of these swords, and pull the blindfold off and walk away. She actually has that power. That's what this red is about. But it's her doubt in her own power. It's her belief that she is a victim or powerless that keeps her stuck there. So I'm going to invite you to, at the end of the month especially, to look up, to look out of your existing experience, see what else is coming to you, and then not stymie yourself and not believe in not subscribe to victim mentality, because that just keeps you stuck when really you're not. And then towards the very end of the month of July, There's a couple different things going on. One is Chariot in reverse. So that can mean not accessing your intuition. Chariot is about making decisions intuitively. You can see these single moons here, these crescent moons. Those are all about intuitive, connecting with the subconscious. And Chariot is very good at deciding intuitively between right brain and left brain, between the wild horse and the domesticated horse, between left and right, between passion and logic. And he always crosses the finish line. This is a card of hard control, deciding things with the mind, guiding things with the mind, making decisions on the fly, knowing the correct decision to make, and guiding that chariot where you want it to go. Interestingly, it's following this card, which is all about goals and visions. And then this card is about crossing that finish line, achieving victory, achieving success. Where this card dreams of what he wants to create, this card does it. This card runs the race and finishes it. Both of these are in reverse. So it's saying to me, Leo, in what way, kind of related to this card, in what way are you not seeing what it is you want to create and crossing that finish line? It may be a time where you might want to hold off on making decisions. You're not really feeling the power of who you're. It feels like you're stronger towards the beginning of the month, Leo. You might just want to take some time out towards the end of the month and really connect with your own power, because there's something, especially about your beliefs and your trusting your instincts, that's just a little, it's not, you may need to work on strengthening that towards the end of July. And then this card, 5 of Swords, I call it picking up the pieces. This means gaining insights, because swords represent mental energy, thoughts, gaining insights and collecting rewards from whatever the sun is setting on. Something is coming to a close, an ending. This is often interpreted as a battlefield, but it can just be the end of a cycle, the end of an era, the end of maybe some old conflicts. And this figure collects the thoughts, knowledge. You know how they say we learn from history? That's what this card is doing, picking up the pieces. You know, maybe something hard did happen, but there's swords left over, and he sees the value in them. So he's taking them with him, even though the battle is over. So 5 of Swords, in the reverse position, it's saying, are you having a hard time seeing the insights from what has happened, collecting the pieces, collecting the knowledge, gaining the ideas, the experience, the wisdom? Take the wisdom with you from whatever is ending. Are you having a hard time accessing that?